I'm Eposi. My whole name means choose your own path. And as a lover of exploring different countries, I pick seeing as much of the world as I can. This is Janu, or Come Here with Eplleseed. Mexico is one of the top destinations for vacationers from the U.S. Between Quintana Roo on the Caribbean side, Rosarito on the Pacific coast, Los Cabos in Baja California Sur, and several other cities in the country, there are stunning views and activities galore. The choice between beautiful resort cities, quaint hotels, or rental homes gave me ample flexibility. I'm here in Cancun, Mexico. I'm so excited. This place is stunningly beautiful. I knew and I'd heard that Cancun was very beautiful, but I wonder what people from here would actually say about the city and other really fun things to do, places to go, perception versus reality. I must admit, I was not well informed about the diversity of the country, and the longer I was there, the more curious I got. Staying at a stunning resort, my experience felt picture perfect. Not to mention, I wanted to eat up everything put in front of me. From the guacamole to the several different kinds of ceviche, I could not get enough. But I must say, in spite of the excellent food, something about my time there felt overly put together. So back in the US, at the Gangsters and Geniuses art show in Southern California, I got to speak to Mexican-American artist Vic Galvan. Seeing his work and hearing a different perspective, I realized why I felt like I got a cookie-cutter experience of Mexico. I stayed at a resort, which was fine, but now I felt unsettled and I wanted a more authentic experience as well.
So here is my friend Dahlia. What it's like for you being from two different places, being Mexican and being American. So can you talk about that a little bit?
So I think that for me, it's been a blessing to be able to merge the two together.
Yeah.
Like the dancing and the music and the food.
Oh my God, the food.
And then also coming, to America and learning new traditions and new ways of doing things, new ideas, and how to incorporate those two. I think that, you get the best of two worlds.
That's when I'm sure there's stretches of time between when you can go home to Mexico versus when you're home in the United States. So what's it like for you? Like, what do you miss the most, if you've gone through a stretch where you haven't been in Mexico for a while?
I think I miss the food the most.
I would too. Because the food.
But I think also the way the families are is a little bit different as far as like quality time that you spend together. The kind of activities that you do together. It's very different from here because you may not have all of the same resources. You may not have all of the same amusement parks. But you find ways to amuse yourself. And it just comes so natural. Kicking a ball or just playing loteria.
Armed with a different point of view, I made my way back to Mexico, this time to the seaside city of Rosarito. This time, I stayed with accommodating friends and finally got a chance to go to an authentic Mexican restaurant. We took our time, we had fun, and got to discover the beautiful city. But the best part had to be when my selfless new friend Megan suggested we stop by an orphanage she'd heard of to drop off some helpful supplies.
We're a Christian orphanage. It's non-denominational, and we're not supported by any government funding or any one group. Everything that you see here is because of donations. And we want our kids to feel like this is their home. We want them to not be ashamed of where they're living. Most of our kids have not come from good situations. A lot of them are not true orphans. That usually comes from more of like a natural disaster or something, AIDS, epidemics, things like that. Our kids have come from really hard situations, abuse, very severe abuse, neglect, abandonment, We want our kids to feel like this is their family, this is their home, something to be proud of. If you don't have a good education in Mexico, you're going to have a really hard time finding a job. So we make sure that our kids go from kindergarten all the way up through high school, and then we help pay for their education through university or trade school if that's what they would like. It's very healing for our children to be able to give of themselves to others, because they were taught by society that they were trash, something to be thrown away, that they didn't have any worth. So by giving to others, we're putting back into them the realization that they are important and that they matter and their lives matter. So that's very important to us. If you go to our website, it's dorafaith.org or dofo.org. If you would like to support a child or just donate or find out our current needs, that's the best way to do it. So we would love it if you would. Check us out.
Being at the beautiful orphanage was a reminder to me of how I can sometimes take my own family for granted. Seeing so many happy little faces was sobering, and it made me want to do all I could to spread the word. The opportunity to travel is one I don't take for granted, and neither is the time I get to spend with my own family, as goofy as we can be. Wrap up! I would go back over and over and over again. Matter of fact, I was already wondering how I could retire at 40 and move to Mexico. Okay, not really. But I finally felt settled because I felt like I'd gotten a more well-rounded experience. And I do realize there are more cities and towns in the country. And yeah, like every other place, they have issues to deal with. But I found so many more things in common than not. This place was a winner in my book.